Can this car end range anxiety and safety fears? Today's topic is new IM LS6. Before the main concept of the video, let me explain how this car works. Chinese called this EREV, Extended Range Electric Vehicle. EREV cars are sometimes included in the PHEV category, but there are key differences between the two. Whereas PHEVs use a parallel electric motor and ICE powertrain configuration, EREVs typically include a small ICE-powered generator that recharges the battery pack. And IM Motors developed a new system called Stellar. This system pairs a Zephyr 1.5-ton range extension engine with an 800-volt silicon carbide Hurricane electric motor. The engine employs a VTG variable cross-section turbocharger for enhanced overall turbocharging efficiency. According to official specifications, the system achieves a combined fuel-electric consumption as low as 2.07-liter 100 km. And this new LS6 can do 1,502 km and a pure electric range of 450 km. Within 30 minutes of the pre-sale opening, the number of orders exceeded 10,000 units. 6 exterior paints are offered. Both variants have the same design with a fastback shape, front and rear fenders wider than the body, and are equipped with double 5-spoke rims and red brake calipers. The front adopts Y-shaped headlights, in which the official named Starlight, and the roof has a 520-line LiDAR, only on the high-end trims. At the same time, the brand logo has been moved from the bumper to the engine hood. The rear has a through-type taillight strip in which the official named Skyline 2.0. Equipped with IM Motors Lizard Digital Chassis 2.0 and the Continental MKC2 brake-by-wire system, the new IM LS6 can realize two-way 18 degrees Fahrenheit wheel steering, enabling a turning radius of 4.79 meters. For the EREV, the 0 to 100 km per hour acceleration time is 6.4 seconds. For the BEV, 0 to 100 km per hour acceleration time of 3.4 seconds. The BEV is available in RWD or AWD. The RWD has a maximum power of 245 kilowatt, 329 horsepower, and a 76 kilowatt-hour battery pack, boasting a range of 650 km. The AWD has a combined system power of 500 kilowatt, 671 horsepower, and a 103 kilowatt-hour battery pack, offering a range of 750 km. Under fast charging, it takes 15 minutes to recharge 310 km of range. The cockpit has also been revised. Consumers can choose from either a full steering wheel or a half steering wheel. The interior adopts a 5-seater layout, with the co-pilot zero-gravity seat upgraded to support a 121-degree adjustable angle. The rear seats also offer ventilation, heating, and massage functions, with 10 adjustable angles ranging from 19 degrees to 37 degrees. Furthermore, the interior comes with an 11-liter refrigerator, 50-watt wireless fast charging, 21 speakers, and ambient lighting. So this is all you need to know about the car. Now we return central question.
You know, range anxiety, it's a huge deal. Safety, that's completely non-negotiable, especially for a family car. And trying to find a car that doesn't force you to compromise on tech or performance, that can feel almost impossible. Well, the IM LS6 is basically stepping up and saying it's the answer to all of that. Okay, so this isn't just another electric SUV hitting an already crowded market. No, SAIC is really trying to frame the LS6 as this complete, all-in-one solution. And they've built it on 3 main ideas, these 3 pillars: reimagined electric power, a super smart chassis for safety and control, and this new AI cockpit. So let's tackle that first pillar, power. And this is where every EV, gets put under the microscope, right? The 2 big questions: how far can it actually go, and how long am I going to be stuck waiting for it to charge? The LS6? Well, it seems to have some pretty impressive answers. All right, first up, the big headline number. Over 1,500 kilometers of total range. That's on the extended range model. And no, that is not a typo. I mean, a number like that is designed to just completely wipe long-distance range anxiety off the map, for good. But here's where it gets really clever. See, even with that extended range model, you're getting 450 kilometers of pure electric range. SAIC says that's enough for a full week of commuting for like 99% of people. So what that really means is, for your day-to-day life, this thing is a pure EV. The range extender, that's just your backup plan for those really long road trips. And what about on those long trips? Well, thanks to its 800-volt platform, you can juice it up with over 300 kilometers of range in just about 15 minutes. We're talking the time it takes to grab a coffee. Yeah, sitting around waiting for your car to charge, that's quickly becoming a thing of the past. Now, this quote from a CATL expert, it gets to a really important point. That big 66 kilowatt-hour battery they built with CATL isn't just about range. It's got this massive 275.5 kilowatt discharge power, and what that does is solve a huge pain point for a lot of hybrids. You know that weak, sluggish performance you get when the battery is low? Yeah, this solves that. So the LS6 stays what they call a performance beast, even when that battery gauge is getting low. Okay, so you've got all this power, but it's pretty useless if you can't control it. And that brings us to the second pillar, the chassis. Now, IM is already known for their chassis tuning, but here they're rolling out what they're calling the Lingxi Digital Chassis 2.0. The best way to think about it is it's less like simple hardware and more like a digital co-pilot that's working 24/7 to keep you safe. And this leads to a pretty bold claim. They're basically saying that their advanced rear-wheel drive system, because it's powered by this new digital chassis, can give you the kind of stability and capability you'd normally only expect from an all-wheel drive car. A rear-wheel drive that acts like an all-wheel drive. So how do they back that up? Well, the numbers they're giving are pretty interesting. The system gives you 15% more stability in corners. It can handle about 80% of the same off-road situations an all-wheel drive vehicle could, and it actively cuts down on slippage when the roads are wet. So really, it's using smart software to give you the perks of all-wheel drive without all the extra weight and hardware. You know, for any family SUV, rollover risk is a massive concern. It's just a reality of that taller body style. I mean, typically, SUVs have 2 to 3 times the rollover risk of a sedan, but the LS6's active system goes right after that problem. It uses that smart chassis to slash the risk by a huge 45% compared to other SUVs. That's a big deal. Okay, now this is one of those features you hope you never, ever have to use, but man, you'd be so glad it was there if you did. If you have a high-speed tire blowout, a total nightmare scenario, the digital chassis can react instantly. It uses individual wheel braking and control to keep the vehicle stable and stop you from losing control. All right, so we've covered power, we've covered safety, now let's actually step inside. The third pillar here is the AI cockpit. And this is all about creating an experience that isn't just for the driver, but it's about making it first class for every single person in the car. This right here is a fantastic wow feature. It's called rainy night mode. So picture this, it's night, it's pouring rain, you can barely see a thing. The car uses its sensors to create this super clear augmented view of the road ahead. But here's the key difference, the really smart part. A lot of competitors put a feature like this on the center screen, forcing you to look away from the road. The LS6 puts it right in the driver's line of sight, on the left side of that huge wide screen. It's way more intuitive, it's safer, and it just flat out reduces that anxiety of driving in bad weather. And that focus on a stress-free experience, it definitely extends to the passengers. I mean, we're talking about a zero-gravity front seat for just ridiculous comfort, a clever 11-liter fringe you can open from the front or the back, a full magnetic system to hold all your gadgets, and a premium surround sound system. They've really designed this cabin to feel like a first-class lounge that just happens to be on wheels. Okay, so how does this all come together in the real world? Let's take a look at the actual models and the pricing they announced to see how they've packaged all these features up. So the pre-sale lineup really shows you the choices you have. You can go for a pure electric model that still has a very impressive 650 kilometers of range. Or you can jump up to one of those super range models to get that crazy 1,500 kilometer total range we were talking about. And if you just want raw performance, there's the all-wheel drive Ultra, which does 0 to 100 in a blistering 3.48 seconds. And the last few pieces of this pretty impressive puzzle are the MAD 3.0 driver assist system, which opens the door for things like mapless city navigation, and of course, the design itself, which SAIC says is based on the golden ratio. They were going for a look that's both striking, but also kind of timeless. So, when you put it all together, the crucial point seems to be this. The IM LS6 is a direct challenge to the whole idea that you have to make compromises when you buy a car. It's basically saying, hey, you can have insane range, top-of-the-line safety, crazy performance, and luxury, all in the same package. And that really leaves us with one final, big question to think about. As cars become this capable, what are the trade-offs that we're just not going to be willing to accept anymore?
Okay, that is the question you need to answer in the comments section. That's it for today's review. If you enjoyed Deep Dive into the IM LS6, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one. Peace.
Clock ticks loud in the hollow air. Shadows creeping, do they even care? The floorboards groan beneath my feet. This house, it breathes, it skips a beat. Whisper, whisper, shadows cry.